I'm Noelle Beck, and I'm the director at First Glance. So First Glance is ultimately a youth center where we have a variety of programs. We have a recreational night, we have a skate park, we do Man Up and Ladies Night Out, we have a Teen Moms program. We have a lot of different programs. It's really about the students who walk through our door. So we have thousands of students in our database. We see about 1,000 different teenagers in a year. And to us, we just want to encourage their potential.
My name is Michelle, and I got connected with First Glance almost 7 years ago when I was a senior at my high school and I had become pregnant. A year or so after having my son, I was just very dependent, didn't value myself, and through the leaders and through my mentors, they just taught me my true worth. I wouldn't be the independent woman that I am today without First Glance.
Around February, I found out that I was pregnant. And I didn't really know what to do. I was too scared to tell my mom at that point, and I just knew I needed resources and help because at that time, me and my boyfriend was deciding to keep it. And I'm like, okay, well, we need clothes and milk and like baby stuff. And she told me, oh, there's this really cool place on the boulevard called First Glance. First Glance really isn't just one thing, and I always thought that it was, and I think that if you don't go to First Glance, that's what you instantly think is like it's just one thing. It's actually not. It's actually very diverse. They're really helpful. They're really supporting.
So a big part of First Glance is we're a family. We get to be their family and they get to be ours. We get to go to sporting events or birthday parties or even sometimes hard things, court hearings or other situations where we get to just go and walk through life with them.
It felt like a family to me because the leaders and the mentors here and even some of the students just accepted me as I was, and I never felt like I was a project. I never felt like a charity case, and I felt loved coming from a broken family.
You guys definitely provide a family feel. You know, my family doesn't treat me like this, but you guys treat me like I'm home, you know? It is a family environment, and a lot of us don't get that.
We see the potential in these teenagers that so many people don't. I often talk to our volunteers about we're gonna speak what we see and the positive in our students rather than the negative. And so it doesn't mean that we don't see or hear hard things. It doesn't mean that they don't go through hard situations, but we work really hard to be their family. We have 90 regular volunteers. Almost half of them have moved into a 1-mile radius of this building. They want to be near. This is our community. This is our family. We love them too much not to make sure they stay in school. We love them too much not to help them get a job. We love them too much not to give them food if they need food. We love them too much not to tell them about the hope and love of Jesus Christ. That's who we are at the end of the day.
There have been a lot of bad parts of living in Kenmore. If it hadn't been for the leaders at First Glance, my foot would have never been in the door at college.
I was not thinking of finishing high school. The leaders down in Teen Moms, they told me there is no way in heck you are stopping now. It still makes me emotional to this day because I am proud to say that I finished high school with my high school diploma and I am about to start college.
First Glance has empowered me coming from where I was as a weak and dependent teenager, becoming a student at First Glance through the Teen Moms program, and then within a couple years becoming more independent, a full-time student in college, and becoming a leader within the Teen Moms program to where I'm at now, to where I've come on to the staff in a full-time ministry position and can give back the way that the leaders have given me when I was a student.
I used to have a good friend and she always said, I'm your #1 fan. And sometimes I think our teenagers who walk through our door just need a #1 fan. And so whether it's a positive thing that has happened in their life or a negative thing that's happened in their life, we have the opportunity to walk through it. Volunteers have taught students how to drive. We've helped host funerals or walk through tragedy, but we've also watched them graduate. We've hosted weddings. We've seen the celebration.
First Glance has just been such a solid foundation with everything that's happened in my life. God has worked tremendously through First Glance, and I definitely wouldn't be here exactly where I'm at now without First Glance.
Without the positive encouragement, so to speak, my life would be a lot worse off than it is. There's nothing that can help this place come up better than a place like First Glance.
I often say First Glance gets a front row seat at what God does. I think we get to see the redemption in people's lives. And no matter what, we continue to be their family and they continue to be ours.